Success is what counts. A community conversation to help all community college students achieve. Community colleges serve a wide variety of students with a wide variety of goals. For example, they offer a first step into higher education. It's often the best step for students who can't afford tuition at a four-year college or who don't have the necessary grades. They're an option for students who prefer to stay close to home. They provide marketable job skills to both recent high school graduates and to older students who want to upgrade their careers. Like all community colleges, our college has some students who are struggling. In other words, we have some achievement gaps, and we want to do something about them. Our goal in this dialogue is to think about how the college and the community can work together to close achievement gaps and help all students succeed. We'll begin by describing 3 areas that the college and community could focus on to achieve these goals. Making sure students are able to do college-level work. Helping students deal with the pressures in their lives. Ensuring a rigorous and engaging academic experience. Of course, each of these approaches to student success may have value, and you may have other ideas to add. But it's also important to set some priorities so that we can put our resources to the best possible use. We'll begin by reviewing these 3 approaches in greater detail. Which do you think is likely to have the greatest impact on student success, and why? Approach 1. Focus on making sure students are ready to do college-level work. For a variety of reasons, too many community college students arrive without a solid enough academic foundation. With adequate preparation, these students are better able to take advantage of the educational opportunities the college has to offer, and less likely to be thrown off course by the pressures in their lives. Therefore, we should do things like strengthen remedial education and tutoring to help struggling students catch up, support improvements in K-12 education, and the transition from high school to college. Offer English as a second language programs for non-native English speakers. Those who like this approach say, with many students arriving at community college without the academic skills and attitudes it takes to succeed, it's critical to make sure they're ready for college-level work.
If we don't provide the remediation and the tutoring and the support, who will? These are students who have a great deal of potential, but there's some remediation problem, or there's some lack in their background that keeps them from being, what they could be. Where are they going to get that if not from us? That's why we exist.
It's very important that the college has such supports as remedial and tutoring help for students that need that, because I think a community college is sort of like a gate for people that maybe are not able to go to a four-year college to begin with, and they need that support.
I look at it as a way for kids to finally learn what they never were able to in high school, grammar school, things that they were always afraid to ask their teachers, and now's the time you have to learn it.
Without that language base, if you put that person in these classes, despite the fact that they're a highly intelligent person who understand these concepts, I often see people remain very quiet, inactive, sit all the way in the back and do nothing. So I think our program, English as a second language, gives our students a self-confidence to undertake greater pursuit of knowledge. And I think it's very important that we do that here.
Engaging the high schools, engaging the middle schools, engaging the grammar schools. How can we work together so that when your students come to the community college, we know exactly what level they're going to be at? How do we work with you? And by the way, they might tell us something about our program that would help us. It's not a one-way street.
Reaching out to wherever a student is and saying, here, we're going to help you take the next step. Everybody benefits from this. It's not just that student who benefits. The entire community benefits. But if all we're doing is saying, sure, come on in, we're not going to help you get up to the level you need to be at because that's not our job, then they're in, they're out, and it's one more failure, and we all pay the price.
Approach 2. Focus on helping students deal with the pressures in their lives. Community college students tend to be busy people with busy lives. Most have jobs, many have children, and few have a great deal of money. As a result, there are many pressures in their lives. that can make it difficult for them to stick with their studies and meet their goals. Therefore, we should do things like ease the burden on lower income students by providing scholarships and childcare, increase distance learning options, offer courses at different times, and encourage employers to have flexible schedules to help students manage their time. Mentor students who need support and guidance in managing the challenges in their lives. Those who like this approach say, by helping community college students cope with the pressures that can derail their studies, we can increase their chances of success.
I think it's crucial for faculty to understand that our students have very complex lives, which does not mean lower the standards. But what it does mean is as you're putting together your rigorous course, where are there parts of flexibility?
So many things in a college student's life can get in the way, can make it harder, can make it for some people even unachievable. We have huge problems with childcare, and I've seen many of my classmates fall.
Community college is a transition. It's like a stepping stone from working or raising a family and trying to get back into the workforce, or maybe trying to change the direction of your life. And that's not an easy thing to do. I personally have almost dropped out several times because of happenings in my life, and without the support of the advising office, I wouldn't have stayed in school because I needed that extra push.
I think it's very important to have scholarships and work study for low-income students because a lot of people have dreams they want to achieve, but they might not have the means to go after them.
I believe we need to create scholarship and work study programs for our students. That's one less thing they have to worry about as they become fully involved in study. The college is about success, and someone cannot be successful if he or she does not have the necessary tools to achieve that goal. And after we've done that, then we can require them to perform at the level that we believe is necessary.
We have used the mentoring and advising. These mentors are sources of information about how to manage your time. Many of the mentors themselves went through a community college program. And so it's often good for a student to say, my God, this person did it, I can also do it.
As much as we would like to believe that students leave that stuff at the door or at home, we don't. They don't. And that's the reality of it. So if we are going to, and if we say we're here and we're student-centered and we're focused on student success, that's where our efforts need to lie. The other pieces fall into place when students can come here and just focus on learning.
Approach 3, focus on ensuring a rigorous and engaging academic experience. The most important thing we can do to promote student achievement is to provide a quality educational experience, one that is challenging and engaging, and gives students the skills they need to meet their educational and career goals. If we do that, we'll be able to help every motivated student to succeed. Therefore, we should do things like raise academic expectations and standards, train faculty in effective teaching strategies, including those that help less successful students, invest in up-to-date technology. Those who like this approach say having high academic expectations for students and providing them with a rigorous and engaging course of study is the key to student achievement.
A lot of our students do work, but I don't think it is the responsibility, first and foremost, of a college teacher to be concerned with that. I think you have an interest in it, but your primary concern has to be when that student walks through that door and comes into this place, and you are going to teach him that this is the subject matter that you have to know, and this is what goes on out there in the rest of the world, and we're your liaison, and this is really important.
Always in education, our number one goal should be to provide high quality education. They all deserve quality facilities, educators, high-tech classrooms, and they should be getting the best.
My philosophy is students are smart, young people are smart. I don't buy that stuff that they are not smart. You know, we expect them to rise to the occasion and learn all the skills that they don't have. They got to get them.
And I make sure that, you know, in most of my classes anyway, that I do rise to the expectations of my teachers because I do want to go somewhere in life. And there are some teachers that do, you know, have low expectations of students, and it's surprising to them to see that the students, you know, do eventually succeed because they underestimated them.
I think that oftentimes the high quality is truly driven by the faculty expectation. I think that you really do need to push the faculty to the point that they have a high standard, that they feel very good about what they're doing. You're building your faculty so that that has the trickle-down effect, that goes on down through the students, and that they have the pride and they have the expectations as well, that they carry those expectations into the workforce.
Equipment in my area, in biological sciences, is vitally important. If I am teaching them at an inferior level, equipment-wise, or even technique-wise, they're not going to be able to go out into the real world and work at the level they're expected to work at.
We go to school first and foremost for academics. And I think even for students who come into the community college with an array of problems, I think their focus and they are driven by a desire to obtain knowledge and really grasp the best of what, or the most of what academics have to offer.
Approach 1. Make sure students are ready to do college-level work. This means we should do things like strengthen remedial education and tutoring, support K-12 school improvements, offer English as a second language. Approach 2. Help students deal with the pressures in their lives. This means we should do things like provide scholarships and childcare, offer distance learning and more flexible course times and work schedules, mentor students who need support and guidance. Approach 3. Ensure a rigorous and engaging academic experience. This means we should do things like raise academic expectations and standards, train faculty, invest in technology.